Welcome to For Flow with Chloe, where today we are going to be doing a Sagittarian season class. Happy birthday to all of you Saggies out there. And we have a new moon in Sagittarius also. We've also got Mercury and Venus in Sagittarius. It's all going off in Sagittarius, so better do a Sagittarian themed class, I thought. So I'm going to open with a little passage about the new moon. Make life feel more magical than ever by setting some adventurous intentions on this new moon. A new moon in Sagittarius sprinkles the right kind of fairy dust on travel plans, education, and new experiences. Just don't expect anything to really get off the ground until Mercury stations direct mid-month. So that's referring to December, so the middle of December. I think it's the 15th maybe when it stations direct. And then there's a whole bit on tuning into Sagittarius season. Take a trip. There's not much Sagittarius finds more thrilling than a great escape, even if hopping on the next plane to paradise isn't an option for you right now. Allow yourself to think bigger when it comes to travel and adventure this Sagittarius season. Make the plan, book the trip, maybe wait till after Mercury retrograde though, or simply explore the area you live in. Look on the bright side. You can't keep Sagittarius down for long. Allow Sagittarius' optimistic spirit to sweep you away on a river of good vibes this season. Your luck is in and better days are coming just as soon as you start believing. Go back to school. Learning is a lifelong affair for Sagittarius, who's forever signing up to courses, workshops, or taking personal deep dives into subjects that fascinate them. Ask yourself what truly piques your interests and make the time to learn more this season. Be spontaneous. One of my favourite things about Sagittarians. Nothing changes if nothing changes, and this adventurous sign refuses to stick with the status quo. Monday night clubbing, lunch break fitness class, new route home, say yes, where you would normally say no, and see what the cosmos brings to you this season. Find something to believe in. Make some magic, seek some solace in nature, embrace your spiritual side, and find yourself a guru. Sagittarius loves a quest for truth, meaning, and connected shared experiences. Speak your truth. Honesty is always the best policy in Sagittarius' world, to the point of being brutal at times. Now is a great time to practice speaking up for yourself. Tell someone how you feel or share your voice with the world. Make life an adventure. And then I pulled a few cards from my new deck, the Winter Wait, which has got super Christmassy vibes, very December-y, all the snow and stuff. And it's got a lot of sparkle on it, which I was just like, so Sagittarian, so sparkly. First out, I got the Page of Wands. I don't know if you can actually see the glitter on these cards, but it's really cute. So the Ace of Wands is a very Sagittarian card. It's fire signs, and it's optimism and having like a new potential and wanting to set out on a new adventure. New inspiration. The Chariot. This has been coming up in a lot of my readings recently, but we've got it today in this Sagittarius one. So the Chariot is ridden here by Santa, which is super jolly. But it's about balancing the journey, you know, making sure you've got control and, you know, you're driving steady, that you're not veering off course with these new intentions. Often it's depicted by two horses and someone trying to steer both horses in the same direction. So there can be sort of a dualistic nature to the Chariot, but Santa is looking super chill here. I think he's going to get the presents in time to the people this Christmas, despite it being Mercury retrograde. Well, it won't be by then, but So yeah, make sure you are balanced and, poised to manage your chariot and to steer truthfully and stably to get where you're going. You want a nice clear path there. Stay balanced. Then we get the Eight of Swords, which is quite a mercurial woe card. We have got Mercury in Sagittarius in retrograde. So that might be throwing up all kinds of these sort of feeling blocked. See, the person is blindfolded here. So this could be little trickster energies of Mercury and Saggy, blindsiding you and making you feel blocked, making you feel like you can't expand, like you can't travel, like travel plans getting blocked maybe and things like that, and just little niggles that are getting in the way. Take off the blindfold, get back in reality, and keep steering forward, keep aiming, get that archer bow out, keep aiming forward and guide that chariot. Take off the blindfold and see a clear path through it. They're just little quibbles, they're not big beef. They're not big problems. Then we get strength. So having the strength to see it through on these intentions, these creative intentions, this adventure. We have to be strong to master the chariot and our own energy to stay on course and to overcome these little quibbles. So yeah, strength. Taming the inner beast, taming our temper sometimes, overcoming little obstacles and standing strong. Then we get the Nine of Pentacles. She's looking fabby-dab in her seasonal red. Beautiful. So this is always a really good grounded card. To get it with strength is like super strong. You're going places. If we can master that chariot, we really are going places. The Nine of Pentacles, the strength is about like inner strength and finding our inner strength. So finding our like spiritual strength within. But the Pentacles card, the Nine of Pentacles, is more about real life strength and grounding in real life investments, real life situations, and things working out in the outer world. So we've got this nice balancing. Interestingly, I was talking about being balanced with the chariot, of like balancing our inner and outer world strength. So our internal strength and standing strong in the world around us to achieve. And the Nine of Pentacles is a real card of progress and abundance, so it's looking good. And the last card I pulled, that is again another fire sign card, it's the Two of Wands, and this is, he's looking out. If this is not a Sagittarian card, I don't know, his gift, he's looking out to the world with his gift, pegging his stick, like, where am I going to go next? Where am I going to send this fabulous gift? What am I going to, bring to the world? What's the world going to bring to me? And really setting the intention to go places, and he's getting there. And we have this Sagittarian new moon, and that's setting that intention. And I love that we're like bookended on both ends of the reading by wands and looking out to new horizons and setting new inspirational intentions. And that is the reading, guys, which I think is a fabulous one. So you can now join me on the mat for a nice Sagittarian themed class. We're going to have lots of archer themed poses, standing archers, sitting archers. We're going to become the bow at one point, our very selves, and really expanding that heart center. We're going to have some Natarajasana, so Lord of the Dance, to really embrace that joyful expression and fun-loving side of Sagittarius. So, join me on the mat. Okay, so come down onto your hands and knees on the mat. into a tabletop pose, fingers gripping the mat, knees stacked under the hips, shoulders over the wrists. And we're going to come straight into some circling motions with the head and the hips. You can be circling forward and backwards and down if you want to. Just sort of feeling into the body. Maybe you want to do some rippling. Back and forth. So putting a slight bend in those elbows as we push the hips back, and then really push the ground away and round the spine as we come forward. I'm going to come into some cat-cows. Inhaling and lifting the head up as the spine arches. And push the ground away, drawing those stomach muscles toward the spine. In your cat pose, inhale into your cow and exhale into your cat. Just going to let you flow through a few of those. Maybe you want to put some head rolls in and combine entire movement. Lovely. We're going to take the left foot up and circle, bend that knee and circle it round and down. See if you can get it to skim the elbow. Don't worry if that's not possible today. When you're ready, straighten that leg out, bend it, and we're going to go in the opposite direction. Lovely, and switch sides. Circling that hip, seeing if you can graze the elbow or back of the forearm with that knee as it comes round. And when you're ready, straighten that back leg out, bend it back in, and we're going in the opposite direction with those knee circles. Beautiful. Now going back onto our left leg, I'm going to kick up, pointing those toes, head looking up, and then crunch. Bring that knee as close as we can towards the forehead without aggressively kneeing ourselves in the forehead. Inhale as you kick up. Exhale as you bring the knee to the head. Beautiful. Switch sides. Fantastic. Come back to center. Those knees back under those hips. And we're going to open the left arm up to the sky, supporting ourselves with the right arm, sweeping it nice and wide, and then we're going to thread it underneath that supporting right arm. Walk those fingers forward, getting a nice stretch in both shoulders in your thread the needle. Breathing here. Head can be turned to the side as if you're listening to the ground, or you can keep the head facing down towards the mat if you have any neck discomfort here. If you'd like to go deeper, inhale the arm up and see if you can bend it behind the back. See if you can dig the fingertips into the hip crease behind you. Getting another nice juicy shoulder stretch through the front of your shoulder as well. And bring the arm back round, slide it back. And we're going to go the other way. Inhaling that right arm up to the sky and threading it under that supporting arm. Tiptoe the fingers towards the end of the mat and exhale into the pose. Option here again to inhale that arm up. See if you can send it behind and tuck the fingers if you can, binding onto that hip crease. When you're ready, windmill that arm back down, pushing up. And we're going to slide both hands forward, allowing the chest to sink down towards the mat. Maybe your forehead comes down to the mat. Breathe into those shoulders in your puppy pose. See if you can look forward. Maybe you can get your chin onto the mat. As you breathe out, exhaling, see if you can melt deeper into the pose. Melting that heart down. When you're ready, slide the hands back and come to kneeling. Maybe you'd like to have a little toe stretch here, so you can fold the toes back and have a little sit on them in your thunderbolt pose. Sitting nice and tall, inhale, pull the core muscles toward the spine. Lovely, come forward and drum those toes out if you have done a toe stretch. Now, we can take a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can rotate like a windmill your arms back and then forth, one after another, and you can do some clap in front and clap behind. If you can't clap behind, don't worry, just do the intention of clapping so that your shoulders are swinging is the intention, to warm those shoulder joints up. Otherwise, if you have your strap or a length of fabric or a dressing gown belt, you can wrap it just a little wider than shoulder distance apart, nice and taut, no saggy straps. And I'm going to do some shoulder flossing. So taking the strap up overhead and letting the shoulders glide down and round behind. Try to keep this core engaged as you do this, and lifting the arms back down and round in front of you. Inhale as they come up and exhale as they go down. Inhale up and down. Lovely. Put your strap to one side. And we're going to come forward on the hands and just step the left foot, stacking the knee over the ankle, coming into a sort of lunge shape. Now on the fingertips, begin to pull the hips back as you straighten the leg. Maybe point those toes towards the sky. Nice flat spine here. You should feel a nice stretch to the back of the hamstring in your half Hanumasana. Then I'm going to lunge forward and bend back into the lunge shape. I'm going to do a few of those. Inhale forward, exhale back folding. Lovely, and switch legs. So right foot comes forward, pull it back, straightening that leg. Fabulous, and end in your lunge position. We're going to swim the arms back behind us into a fist shape. Puff the chest a little more and look up. Really opening that heart center. Fabulous. Switch it around. Right foot comes forward. Stack over the ankle. Puff that chest. Fabulous. Now bring the hands down to the mat, and we're going to shuffle that left foot to the edge of the mat and allow the foot to rotate out a little if that's more comfortable for you. We're going to come down into our lizard, so drop down to your forearms, maybe you clasp the fists here. Breathe into this shape. Maybe you find you can rest your head on your stacked fists. Maybe you want to do one on top of the other. Maybe you can come down lower and flatten those palms and just rest your head on the backs of the hands. Breathing deep. Nice deep hip stretch. If you want to take it further, move the right hand out to the side of the mat, grip the floor, and see if you can thread and slide your left hand while twisting the chest down underneath that bent leg. Beautiful. Slide that arm back, pushing up, and slide both hands back. Fabulous. Straighten that, looking over, so gripping the hands into the mat and look over the shoulder. A little bit of a twist here. Lovely, and put that foot parallel to the edge of the mat again, facing forward. We're going to put our arms out in front, or if it helps, you can grab onto the knee. I'm going to try kicking the heel up to the glute, to the butt. So option of arms there. Switching on that hamstring at the back, warming that quad up. Beautiful. Turn that foot back out, look back over your shoulder, supporting yourself with that right hand. Kick that back leg up, see if you can grab the foot. See if you can pull the foot towards the glute here, going deeper into that stretch. Maybe you want to do some pulling back and forth with that leg, if that's comfortable for you. Lovely. And come back round. Plant that foot again. Kick the foot up, see if you can catch it here. Option here to take the other hand and see if you can balance here and pull back on that foot. Play with the balance. If that's good for you, grab hold of your knee temporarily, Flip the grip on the foot, draw the foot towards you, and see if you can hook the foot onto the back of the onto the inner elbow, sorry. You can stay like this, or option to reach back and clasp the hands in a bit of a archer lunge. Option to twist here, like an archer with a bow, and as you come out, lift the arm up to the sky and twist and aim your arrow like that Sagittarian archer. Beautiful. Hands to the mat. Push the ground away. Step the foot back. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those glutes and the core in your plank pose. Drop the knees. Bend the elbows. Invite the chest to rest on the floor by arching the spine, knees, chin, chest. Ashtanga Namaskara. Pull the chest up into your cobra. Can also be a sphinx on the forearms, lessening that back bend as it's the first one. Options up to you. Send the hips back and sink into a child's pose. Lovely. Slide those hands back towards you and step the right foot forward. We're going to repeat that lizard on the other side. So walk the foot out to the edge of the mat, rotate the foot out, and lower onto the forearms here. Maybe you want to clasp the fists, remembering how deep you went before. You might find that one side is more open than the other, so easier to sink down into. When you're ready, sink down towards the mat, inviting that hip open. Really connecting to the breath here, releasing any pent-up emotion and stress stored in that hip. Option to slide that hand to the side and thread under and twist. Only go as far as is comfortable for you. Slide it back, pushing up, keeping that foot turned out, planting the left palm, look over the shoulder. Turn the foot back to face the short edge of the mat. I'm going to do some more of the butt kicks. Connect to the breath here. Lovely. Rotate that foot back out. Look over that shoulder again. And see if you can bend the leg and grab the foot. You might want to tip the foot onto the knife edge, onto the side blade of the foot, and play with bringing that foot towards the glutes. Nice deep stretch in the hip flexor and thigh muscles. And rotate that foot back round. Come back up. And see if you can grab the foot with one hand, two hands, See if you can balance here. Obviously, if anyone has any knee discomfort, mats can be double folded to protect any knobbly knees. Pull that foot in, hook it on to the inner elbow. See if you can reach back on this side. Maybe you can rotate and let that arrow go. Let the leg go, hands to the mat, stepping it back. Push the ground away in your plank. Really engaging the core, the glutes, the quads. Drop those knees. Invite the chest to sink back down. Pulling through. Back bend of choice. Maybe you want to take an up dog now, a little bit warmer. And we're going to push back into our first down dog. As it's our first one, maybe do some leg pedaling here. Maybe you want to roll through and step your way to the top of the mat. Staying in this folded position, making sure our stomach is trying to engage to the upper thighs. Walk those feet out a little bit wider, grab onto the opposite elbows and sway, rocking and shifting the weight in the hips from side to side. In your ragdoll. Bring the hands to the mat temporarily, or fingers. And we're going to come up onto the tiptoes and sink the butt down. And straighten and sink. Coming onto the tiptoes as we sink, flatten the feet out as we come back up. I'm just going to do these fun little froggy pulses here. See if you can sync your breathing. Lovely. And when you're ready, roll all the way up. Bring the feet together. And stand nice and tall and grounded in your mountain pose. Bring the hands up overhead. Push those hips forward, squeeze the glutes. Opening up into that mini back bend as the arms go overhead. Come back to neutral. Wonderful. Arms come down as left leg steps back, coming into your high lunge. Knees steps over ankle. We're going to again take that hand clasp and push the chest forward. Unclasp, step it forward. Squeeze the knees together, sink the bum down. Raise the arms, nice straight spine here in your chair. Come back up. Stepping the right foot back into that lunge. And sweep the arms behind, puffing that chest again. Beautiful. We're going to rotate round, so just spinning on that back foot, pivoting and planting the heel with the foot toes facing the short edge of the mat, keeping this front foot where it is. Try and rotate the hips parallel to the long edge of the mat. Open the arms out, gazing down the arm in your warrior. Bring the other hand, the right hand to the left hand, and pull back down your arm as if you're pulling a bow. Gaze down those fingertips. Set an intention from the heart. And let the arrow go as you step forward. I'm going to try that on the other side. On this side, we're just going to step straight into our warrior. So step it wide, plant the back foot, rotate that knee out, raise the arms, making sure the arms are even. Gaze down the arm, down the fingertips, bring the left hand to the right arm, pull your imaginary bow, let it pull past your heart. Deep breath, think a positive thought, and release it as you step forward. Pull your hands to heart center. Take a few breaths. Fabulous archery, guys. I'm hoping your manifestations for the Sagittarius and new moon are really hitting the target. Okay. I'm going to pivot round to the other side of the long edge of the mat. Take those hands in that clasp, should be familiar by now, and we're going to fold, hinging at the hips. Feet nice and wide, about a leg and a half distance apart. Let the head hang in your wide leg forward fold. Fabulous. Let the hands come apart. Prop yourself up and twist to the side, opening the right arm out. Swap your hand and twist, opening the left arm to the sky. Right arm is supporting, and swapsies. Inhale and open, and exhale as you come down, swapping the hands. Fabulous. Come back up and step the feet back together. And take the arms up overhead. Point your little love gun up overhead. And bend the side, nice lateral side stretch. Bring it back to center, sway to the other side. And come back to center. And we're going to turn to the opposite edge of the mat and step the right foot back, coming into a high lunge, raise the arms up overhead and step it forward. Coming back into a mountain, we're going to bend the right foot and grab it, feeling a nice stretch through that quad. Testing our balance here, so activate your drishti. That means focus on one unmoving point to help you balance. When you're ready, see if you can flip your grip on your foot and kick it up towards the sky as you raise the opposite arm up, keeping that chest lifted in your Natarajasana. Fabulous. And lower. Switch sides. We're going to go back into that lunge shape. This time left leg is going back. Sweep it forward. Catch the foot. Pulling that foot towards the glute. Now see if you can flip the grip on the foot, kicking it up to the sky as the left arm comes up. Fabulous. Pull that energy down, back to ground. Take some deep breaths. So far, now open out to the long edge of the mat again. Turn both sets of toes out. to the short edges of the mat. Sinking the hips deep into your goddess, keeping that tail tucked in. Maybe open the arms up overhead. And come back up. And we're going to turn the toes in a little. And take the arms up overhead. And down. We're going to sink all the way down into our yogi squat, pushing those elbows out to open those knees nice and wide. You can be a bit higher up here in your yogi squat. Take some deep breaths. And if you can, open the arms out, pushing the arm right into that leg as you twist and look up. Hands back to heart center. Opposite side, open that heart up to the sky, invite in those new moon wishes. Bring it back to heart center. Rotate the knees down to the mat. We're going to switch sides. Come into your tabletop and sink the hips down, coming back into your child's pose momentarily. Pull the chest along the floor, gripping those fingers into the mat, with the gliding off in the forearms and pushing up, maybe into an up dog, maybe just into your cobra. Fabulous. Roll those hips back again. I'm going to roll again. Take those arms out wider and lift the chest. Look over the shoulder. Maybe I want to take the legs a little wider here as well. And lower the chest down. Inhale up and look over the opposite shoulder. Lower back down, exhaling. Inhale, look over the other shoulder. Exhaling down. Last one over the right shoulder. Beautiful. And we're going to fold the forearms. Maybe you want to make stacks and fists and rest the head here in your crocodile pose. If you're comfortable, bring your forehead all the way down to the mat. Come up onto the left forearm and just push the body up, kick that leg towards you, see if you can grab it. If you can, pull that foot down towards the glute. Lovely. Switch arms, switch side in your little half froggy pose here. Pull that foot down. Doesn't matter if it doesn't go down as far as mine does. Maybe you're just here. Maybe you're just reaching back with the intention of grabbing the foot. Get comfortable with wherever you are today. Lovely. And lower back down. See if you can rotate the arms behind. Just lift the chest off the ground and roll it back down. See if you can clasp those hands together behind the back here. Maybe you want to get some padding to go under your pelvis here as we're going to come into our locust pose, putting our center of gravity on our hips. When you're ready, we're going to breathe up, inhale, lifting the chest and the feet up off the mat. Powerfully pulling the hands and the feet towards the back of the room. And exhale, let it go. Bring those hands back under the forehead. Fabulous. This time we're going to bend both legs. Make sure those feet are flexed. So you're flat-footed. And see if you can reach behind and grab hold of the ankles. Maybe you can grab a little bit deeper down. And when you're ready, we're going to lift the chest, inhaling up, as we hinge those feet back, kick those feet back into those hands, pulling up into your bow pose. Be the bow of the archer, opening that heart and lowering back down. Fabulous. Lying flat, and just roll yourself over onto your back. Fabulous. Take a big sigh. Lift the feet and cross the ankles over one another. Make a little ball, give yourself a hug, and see if you can rock back and forth on the spine until you rock all the way up. If this is not accessible today, just find your way back up to a seat and slide the legs straight. Sitting nice and tall in your staff pose, legs extended, toes pointing up to the sky. I'm going to bend one leg and take it out just a little bit. I'm going to swim our arms forward, leaning forward without hunching. Nice straight spine here. See if you can touch your toe. If you can do this, see if you can swim the arms behind and form a bind. If you can't reach for the bind, just have the intention. Doesn't matter where they come on the leg or your back, but if you can reach, fabulous. Deep breaths in your sage pose. Fabulous. Unwind. Allow that left foot to come into the inner thigh and let the knee flop open. Raising the arms up, deep inhalation, and slowly exhale your way down, folding, hinging at the hips over that leg. You can be here, you can be grabbing the ankle, you don't have to come all the way down. Just go as far as is good for you. Slide the arms up to seated. Extend the left leg, bend the right leg. Get it a comfortable distance apart from the other. And we're going to fire forward again. Really flexing that foot to get this hamstring really engaged. Reaching forward without hunching. Nice straight spine. Swim the arms behind. See if you can find that bind. And pull up a little in your sage pose. Fabulous. Allow that knee to flop out to the side. Nice and tall, raise the arms, inhale. Exhale all the way over that leg. Or as far as is comfortable for you. Lovely. Slide it back up. Extend both legs out. Now we're going to come into our archer pose, our seated archer pose. So we're going to bend the left leg. See if you can reach the toes of the left leg. Take your peace fingers or your scissors and just wrap them around the big toe if you can. Maybe just on the tips of the toes, maybe you are grabbing the ankle. Just slide back a bit so you can see. I think the lighting's maybe a bit funny over here. So find where you're comfortable with your leg grasp. Then take your little scissors and wrap them around the big toe of the left foot and see if you can lift the foot up off the mat. You can also try this by grabbing the outer edge of the foot and pulling it back, and see if you can put it all together. Powerfully engaging that core, trying to balance as you pull the foot back towards the ear as much as possible. And when you're ready, straighten the leg out or release it down to the mat. I'm going to go on the other side, so bending the opposite leg, seeing how far forward you can reach on the left foot, and then play with lifting that foot back and up behind the ear. Maybe you want to set an intention to fire your arrow of focus. And when you're ready, release the foot and fold all the way forward if you can, or as far as is comfortable. You can grab ankles. When you're ready, slide forward, bending the knees, arms out, roll down through the spine. Let the hips splay open, bending the knees with your butterfly hips here. Maybe take the arms behind the head, letting the chest expand. Jupiter rules Sagittarius. It's an expansive planet. It's an expansive star sign. It likes room to be free, free thinking, free moving. It loves travel. It loves adventure. It loves big philosophies, big ideas. Maybe open out into a star shape, filling the space like a Sagittarian. Filling the space with their big energy, their big enthusiasm, their big love, their big ideas. And bring hands to heart center if that's comfortable for you. And get your legs a comfortable distance apart. Think of any manifestations you would like to set for this new moon, any wishes, any desires, maybe some travel plans, being as it's Sagittarius, maybe some big dreams. Breathing deep into that heart space, sinking deep into the mat. I invite you to stay here for as long as you like, contemplating your big ideas and your big moon manifestations. I'm going to roll onto my side and come all the way up. And thank you for joining me on the mat today in this new moon in Sagittarius and Sagittarian season special yoga class. Thank you for watching for Flow with Chloe. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you hopefully next time. Namaste. Happy birthday to all you Sagittarians.